Hey y'all, welcome back to the kitchen. Today, we are turning that bounty of summer vegetables into some of the best succotash that you've ever had. Now to start, what I've done is I've cooked about 6 pieces of bacon here in my pan. I'm gonna leave that grease there because we're gonna cook our vegetables in it. It's gonna add some great flavor. To this, I'm going to add 1 medium sweet onion and about a half of a yellow or red or even an orange bell pepper. Now, I like to use the orange or the yellow. They're a little bit sweeter. It's all the same vegetable. It's just a matter of how long it stays on the plant. That green is gonna have a little bit of a sharper flavor, so I like to use the other ones. We're gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes or until that onion is translucent. Once your onions are translucent, I'm going to add about 3 cloves of garlic that have been minced. Now, adding the garlic, you really only want to cook this about a minute until it's fragrant. If you cook it too long, garlic can get bitter, and that's certainly not a flavor that we want in our succotash. Once that's done, we're gonna remove this using a slotted spoon because we want that bacon grease to stay down in the bottom of our pan. Just gonna take this out. Put it in a bowl, sit that on the side. Our next step, we're going to add a little chicken broth and about a pound of lima beans. You could also use butter beans. Any of those would be great flavors in this. The only difference is the cook time, because at this point, we're gonna wanna cook those beans pretty much completely. That's our cup of broth there. And about a pound, I'm using baby lima beans, but again, you could use another bean, whatever your favorite is. We're gonna bring that to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, cover it, and let those cook until they're tender to your liking. All right, once our beans are cooked through, we're going to add our okra to our dish. Now the okra is gonna add great flavor, but it's also gonna help to thicken that sauce. And that's one of my biggest complaints with succotash in general. I feel like it always needs a little more sauce. So that's what this okra is gonna do here, and by cooking it this way, we're gonna help to do that. Once that's cooked down and thickened, we're going to add about 3 cups of corn. It's about 4 ears of fresh corn that we've cut right off the cob. I'm also going to add our peppers, our onions, and our garlic from earlier, and just stir this together. Once the corn is cooked through, we're gonna add some salt, some pepper, about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, just to give us a little bit of acid. Once that cooks down, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the heat off, and we're going to add about a pint of grape or cherry tomatoes. Now the residual heat here is gonna cook those through, so that's why we turn the heat off. Once that's done, we're just gonna sprinkle our bacon that we've crumbled right on the top, and this is ready to go. Folks, you can find this complete recipe and tons more on my website at southernbite.com. Just visit the video and Simply Southern tab right at the top. Y'all enjoy.
Mary, between our What's in Season segment with Sweet Grown Alabama and Stacy's dish featuring all those great fresh vegetables, I think I feel a case of spring fever coming on.
I know what you mean. It's an exciting time of year. And speaking of Sweet Grown Alabama, we want to thank them for sponsoring today's recipe from the Southern Bite Kitchen.
With the food from Red's and all the fresh vegetables we featured today, I'm getting kind of hungry. Maybe we could wrap this show up and go get something to eat.
I think we can do that. But before we go, we'd like to invite you back again next week when we'll feature another landmark that was set to close, but the community wasn't having it. We'll step back in time at Harrison Brothers Hardware in Huntsville.
And as the dairy industry in Alabama wanes, you'll meet a West Alabama family that's bucking that trend by opening a brand new dairy with an innovative business model. I'm Kevin Worthington.
And I'm Mary Wilson. We'll see you next time.
Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.